She is the Managing Director of GroupM East and Central Africa and the Sub-Sahara Coordination Lead. So I'm not going to read her whole bio because it's long. She's very, very successful. So I'm going to pick out the key issues. So basically, she's worked on some of the most iconic brands globally and locally. She's worked on Coke, Safaricom, KCB, PNG, Diageo, Tigo Tanzania, USAID, Vodafone, PSK, Shell, KQ, Brand Kenya, KTB, Oppo, amongst others. She's also very passionate. She's known in the industry as being a high performer. I'm sure quite a number of you know her. She has a deep love for content. If you follow her on Twitter, Facebook, IG, she's really good at it. She's also held quite a number of positions in the agency world. She's been country manager of JWT, Scanned, Roundtrip, TZ, media and client service director, JWT, Scanned, regional media director, East Africa, Scan Group, amongst many other jobs. She has perfected the art of being human at work while still ensuring high-level delivery of work across the system. She's the first Kenyan woman jury president of the 2019 Laurie's Awards in Durban. She holds a postgrad from, she's very educated. But what stands out right now is she's currently doing an executive leadership course with Harvard Business School. So she's also giving back. She's a mentor at ISA and is a key mentor for women in advertising. So I'd like to call Serah to the podium.
Good morning. I'm quite happy that my client is a sponsor, so thank you. When I was asked by Victor to speak at this conference, having done a couple of conferences for top marketers, I wasn't sure what to speak about first, but where we are with the continent today and the theme of unlocking Africa, I am very passionate about young people. So whatever I'm going to speak about is going to be hugely about how do we unlock Africa, but how are we using the young people of Africa to unlock Africa? I don't have a deck. I can share this notes after. But I'm a very big believer that the only way to unlock growth for Africa today and tomorrow is using the young people of Africa. So, why Africa? And this continent that most global leaders call a country. And for us is a continent. For me, Africa is beautiful. Africa is deep. Africa is wide. And Africa is very diverse. Why? It's people. How they connect, how they use media, how they consume brands, how they interact with brands, their passions, their worries, and happiness. But while Africa is very diverse, Africa has some very key converging moments, some key insights, some truths that we can actually use to unlock growth for our brands in the continent. I am crazily optimistic of the growth we are going to see in Africa today. This is why, while most still call this the next frontier, I think Africa is the now frontier. We're no longer in that space where we need to focus on Africa tomorrow. We need to focus on Africa today. Africa is young, and 50% of Africans are below the age of 20. Can you imagine? There's so many young people in Africa. In another 5 years, about 75% of Africans will be under the age of 20. Africa is growing and growing very fast. Urbanization is a big thing in Africa. Majority of world's greatest growing cities are located in Africa. In fact, 17 out of the 20 are located in the continent. 4 of them in Nigeria. In the next 10 to 20 years, businesses will want to have invested in Africa. If you're sitting here today, you want to be in these markets tomorrow, you want to be in these markets in the next 5 years. Why? Because as a continent, we will add over 1 billion people to our population. Our population will triple by the end of the century, while most of the other continents and countries will see a shrinking population, both for older people and younger people. Take, for example, Nigeria, and I found this a very funny fact. There are more kids born in Nigeria in a year than all of Western Europe. the future that every diaper, soap, soda, any brand, KCB, you would want to have invested in Africa because that's where the numbers will be. It's our role as marketers to educate and drive the Africa agenda, to get our brands to connect better at an African level. I think we all see and sit sometimes in those meetings where when they say we're going to focus on Japan, India, and Africa as a one huge chunk of things. And it's our role as marketers to ensure our brands understand how to connect and how to connect with consumers in Africa. We are the generation at the tip of the growth in Africa, critical in setting up systems that will enable businesses to tap into the potential and unlock growth for our businesses. As marketers, we are tasked to connect with consumers who are living in a quickly changing world, and even a bigger purpose to build brands that will win today and into the future in a sustainable manner. Just like the African consumer, the media landscape in Africa is growing and changing. The rise of digital, the growth of TV, whereas we see big growth across every other metrics in other continents. Content creation that someone mentioned, I'm really a fan of, is at an all-time high in Africa. Why? Cheaper internet connections, better connection, better phones, cheaper phones, smartphones have become affordable. You may ask, do the numbers really add up? Yes, they do. Over 58% growth focused in the next 24 months in internet access across the continent. Over 50% smartphone penetration focused in the next 2 years across the continent. In Kenya, we have seen TV grow over 30% in the last 12 months, and YouTube grow with even over 60% in the country. As marketers and as communicators, connecting with these customers in a way that is unique, meaningful, and impactful to business is very key. Using data to unlock business growth through media is the way of planning media in the new world. Connecting the silos between TV and digital video, something I'm very passionate about. Using tech to track and measure TV attribution, not being able to say, I don't know what my TV does for me, but being able actually to say, this is what the TV is bringing to my business, the same way we know what digital does to our businesses. This is the shift as marketers we need to make to be able to connect to this very fluid consumer. Young Africans that I'm very, very passionate about are creators of content, creators of businesses, creators of movements. They are looking for brands that connect with them beyond being just customers, brands that are willing to go deeper, resonate with them beyond just communication into products and services. They are no longer just receivers of communication, and I think we see this online every day. They are shaping the message. They are questioning brands. They are holding brands and governments accountable. They are driving accountability through the power of digital. As brands, we can no longer just pass information. We must co-create with these consumers. For this consumer, the role of communication has changed. It can no longer just be about creating awareness and driving sales. It needs to go further and give them a deeper reason and a purpose for them to be with that brand. The brand must play an active role in their lives in order for them to cultivate long-term growth as a business. And brands must be honest. I think we've seen how that looks like in our world today. And brands must be very committed in actually meeting the commitments we make as brands. So then advertising stops being about this beautiful, good video. It's about, can we actually commit and meet everything, every message this beautiful video is passing? With this new audience and their love for technology, digital, and they're always on, they're yearning for things that are new and different. Today, the young people in my office, they use TikTok more than they use Facebook. I think I am still stuck on the fact that I like Facebook because I don't know how to do content for TikTok. I'm still learning. We see challenges, of course, but we see immense opportunities too. To win in this new normal of a new consumer, a new continent, a new world, add COVID, brands need to be agile and, more importantly, they drive data-driven solutions. So how do brands connect in a unique and meaningful manner with the most connected generation ever? And it is, Gen Z is the most connected target group in sub-Saharan Africa. By using data and insights, and I know someone today is going to speak about data and insights in a smart and agile manner, always optimizing. Because the consumer is always on, then we have to be always optimizing. By going deeper into data to be able to understand this consumer as they change, but understand them intimately. It's a lot of work, I guess, but we are marketers. By using growth levers that we are seeing across the continent to be able to unlock growth, even if the consumer is changing. I'm sure some of you have seen Kantar's Africa Live. If you haven't, I think Kate will be here and you can speak to her. But what are some of the levers we see that we can actually use to unlock growth in Africa today? Culture. Being African has a new meaning today. I was discussing with one of my clients yesterday that there are young Kenyans who just wear African outfits. They buy everything African. And like, yeah, if you're here and you don't buy African, please don't buy African. But culture is the new marketing currency. They have an attraction to what is going on in culture today. They're taking what culture looks like and they're shifting it and they're owning it. There's some cultural nuances that we can see across the continent that can allow us to create content and connections that can connect to the consumers better. Local first, and I think this is something we all must be passionate about. A love for the local that we've never seen before. Take, for example, Netflix. They're winning in local movies. Have you watched Blood and Water? It's fantastic. We no longer see Nigerian movies as this badly shot content anymore, because now we can actually experience good content by Africans in Africa. Local music, the success that is Wizkid, Burna Boy, Sauti Sol, Diamond, and others across the continent. Young Africans are creators, but more so they're consumers of their own content. Aziad, I'm sure you know Aziad, Majimbo, Jugush, creators that are innovators in their craft in how they do content. But the question is, how can we partner with these creators across the continent to create content and connections that actually link us to our consumers in a more authentic manner? Social commerce. Why should I go to any other app if I can buy everything on Instagram? I can buy my greens, I can buy my clothes, I can buy my hair. So why do I need to go to another app? So even as brands, if you're a retail brand, how does social commerce come to play? Can I just click and buy your products on social as opposed to send to another website and another website? A love for technology. And, I think this is a fact, right? Technology is transforming Africa at a staggering pace. It's opening opportunities and augmenting existing ones for young people. Tech for fun, we've seen how that looks like. Tech for good, tech for convenience. I'm sure you're aware of brands like Copia, Sky Garden, Jumia, and the things they're doing in the market today. Technology is one of those things that is changing everything and how we can connect with Africans. Why? Because it allows us to be frugal. It allows us to be able to be more efficient. It allows us to jump the loops. If today Europe is 10 steps ahead, technology is allowing us to get there faster, cheaper. This is the creators' era. From content to businesses, young African hustlers are popping up in every city across the continent. Creation is an outcome of the entrepreneurial mindset we see with young people today. It dominates everything. So if you ask young people today what is the one thing they want to do, they want to start a business. They want to create something. Kenya has been called the Silicon Savannah for a couple of years now. Tech startups keep popping up in Kenya and across the continent. I am currently liking really the work startups like Wowzy and Cradle are doing today. But as big brands, how can we fire the gig economy? How can we enable it? How can we unlock growth across Africa by enabling the creative economy to thrive? How do we best enable economic growth for the continent's young people? How do we shift our products and services to support the one piece of the pie that is actually bound to grow? We keep on saying we're looking for jobs, we want to create more jobs, but if we fire and enable the gig economy will create jobs, definitely. How do we influence policy in the public sector to create an environment that allows the creative economy to grow and thrive? Yesterday, I saw the Senate passed a bill about startups and about governments paying startups immediately. I'm waiting. In Nigeria, motion picture and music recording accounted for roughly 730 billion naira, $1.8 billion in their GDP in 2020. How do we start growing the rest of Africa? How do we actually get Kenya to those numbers? How do we work with universities to deliver better talent to the marketplace? Creating initiatives that get our youth ready for work. I think 3T is somewhere here, Susan, and they're doing a lot in getting young people ready for work. I'm very passionate about the African youth, I'm sure yeah. From working with Strathmore and WPP to get young people in marketing ready for work through Crucible. And Crucible is an initiative that we actually give young people a real-time brief, give them the opportunity to actually work on a brief as if they were in an agency or as a client, mentor them through the journey, and actually hire the top 5 teams across the winners. GRADEX is something we do as GroupM that allows us to hire people, pay them for a year, but train them in tech, data, and media. What is our aim? How do we raise the skill set of media and data people across the continent? Hult Prize. Hult Prize is something that sits very well at Strathmore University and a couple of other universities. It's a global initiative that is actually about funding young people with tech-powered ideas to come up with solutions that can change the problems we face today. Climate change, jobs, food security. My aim, powering the next generation of Africa. To unlock growth tomorrow, we need to start today. We cannot start tomorrow. And we need to start with this generation. Africa is growing. This is the new frontier, not the next frontier. That's a fact. The question is, are we ready to grow with the continent? Thank you.